Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this review, we are looking at NECA's 40th anniversary Alien, the Alien Geiger. They named him Geiger. And no, this is the Geiger version of the Alien suit, which to me looks like a translucent version of the Big Chap. You guys can let me know if I'm wrong about that. I'm not the most well-versed on the specific intricacies of all the different xenomorph bodies, but I do believe, I mean, I've reviewed most of them, but they're so similar, most of them. And I'm not into Xeno. Anyway, you guys can tell me. But either way, I'll go over the whole thing and you'll see what it is. And then you'll either know or you won't know anyway. So let's go ahead and get it off the stand and take a closer look. This guy stands about 9 inches tall, give or take, which makes him pretty close to, let's just say, 23 centimeters. Depending on how you have the head tilted, that'll either lift this up or not a little bit, but that's going to give you a good enough idea. Now this, like I said, as far as I can tell, is just one of the more modern Big Chap releases, but in a transparent plastic, which I have to say is one of the best looking. I love the black and highlighted glossy looking figures, but this more subdued look is kind of cool. I like it a bunch. Especially on the arms and the tail and some of the different pieces where you can really tell that it's more transparent and has less paint on it. I think that looks really spiffy, but the whole thing, like, it looks to me like all of it is transparent, so that's pretty darn cool. Translucent, I guess would be the right phrase. Very, very cool looking. So aesthetically speaking, it's your usual, you know, a lot of dry brushing and some other paint on there, and it just makes all the details pop. Looks really good. You have the translucent carapace with the bones inside, that's all painted in there. That looks good. The face looks good. The teeth, everything's nice and clean. I mean, clean for what it is. It looks good. The nails are painted. The claws are painted. He does have a tip on his tail, which I'm not sure I remember being there. Maybe it just isn't. Well, I'm pretty sure it's usually not painted. So maybe that's a Geiger thing specific. I don't know. But we do have the painted tail tip. But otherwise, it's your standard Xeno. And it looks good. It looks like what it's supposed to look like. Could be a little bit more uniform, I would say, to the point where maybe this isn't even transparent plastic right here. Hard to tell. A lot more paint there, or it's not transparent, but it does look good. I'll give it a 9. 8. I'm going to go 8 out of 10 just because of the inconsistency between, like, the cut for the tail. You can see the hips or ass or whatever you want to call it. It's very clearly painted beige and darker brownish beige. And then the tail is the transparent color. Doesn't look quite right there, but, you know, things like that knock it down, but it still looks really good. As far as accessories go, we have the baby version of the same character, and that's pretty cool with the bendy tail. Looks good, nice details. Alright, so 5 out of 10. But, I mean, what do you want for a xenomorph? I think that's fine. I guess gripping hands would be kind of cool. Do they ever grab anybody? I think they just pretty much do the killing thing rather than the grabbing and then killing. I don't know, I don't remember. Do they ever grab anybody? I don't know. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about the articulation. We're on the double ball peg for the neck. It can lean side to side, it can rotate, though be careful because these neck tubers definitely don't stretch and they connect all the way back here and they don't give you that much play. So do be careful. You can see there's not a ton, but it's going to be enough, like it'll be fine. And it can look up and down. This thing usually is removable, but there's glue on it. You can see that little white spot in there. That's glue, and I can't pull it out without really pulling on it, so I'm not. So maybe they're supposed to be glued, I don't know, but you do get decent range for the head, so that's good. The jaw is articulated as usual. Mine has like a soft spot for the ball peg, just a little bit of a loose spot going up and down. Shouldn't really be an issue, but yours may have that too, so be aware. And you have the internal jaw, which comes out. It's still real floppy, that's always been a thing, but I think that's going to be fine. I don't think most people really need to articulate that too much. You're either going to have it in or out, and it should be okay. For the shoulders, you have your fixed hinge, swivel hinge, whatever you want to call it. They go up to just about horizontal. You get your full rotation, though it's going to be at an angle at the top due to the shape of the shoulders. Do you guys hear the ice cream truck driving by? I totally misspoke when I said ice cream truck. Sound like a toddler. Anyway, there's an ice cream truck. It's like circling my house. I don't want any. Okay, so double hinge elbow. It's going to swivel at both points, so that's where you're going to get your bicep swivel. That's fine. And the joint itself gives you plenty of range. Not as much as I would like, but maybe I can force it. Yeah, okay, that's good. That's good enough. I would expect a little bit more, but that's fine. That's way better than 90 degrees. For the wrists, you have a swivel and a hinge. Really good ball peg on here. It's probably a double. Is it? Yeah, it's a double ball peg. It leans around very nicely. Shouldn't have any trouble posing this guy in that regard. These things are soft, by the way. You shouldn't have to worry about them poking you or breaking. I mean, don't try to break them, but they should be good. For the hips, what are we using? We're using the ball pegs. They don't feel floppy so far, so that's good. A little bit of squeakage, not too bad. Going forward, You have to play with the diaper to get it to not be a problem. If you tuck the leg in, you get decent range out of it with no real stretching or flexing, so that's good. You don't want to mush the diaper in though. You want to make sure the leg goes under the diaper. You can bring the leg back too, so that's good. And you already saw going out to the side. That's all fine. Thigh swivel is good. Double jointed knee works really well. There is a swivel in the top of the knee. The ice cream truck is back. I hope that's not just in my head. Plenty of range in the knee, no problems there. And then for the ankles, it's just a big ball peg, which actually works fairly well. I wish it was a little bit stiffer, that's what she said, but it's gonna get the job done. It doesn't feel like it's gonna make him flop, so that's okay. You do get a toe hinge, which is exactly how you're supposed to do a toe hinge. I don't know why more companies don't do this, including NECA more often. See how this bottom part is curved? And the joint is the entire thickness of the part that's moving, so that it's flat when it's down, and then as you rotate the toe forward, that just becomes the new surface. There's no ridge, there's no lip, there's no gap. That's exactly how I've been saying companies need to do this forever. Almost no one ever does it. This one is really good how it's supposed to be done. If you want a toe joint, I still argue that toe joints are a waste of time, but most of the time, it's a waste of budget, I should say. But that one is well executed. Tail is bendy and it does swivel at the connection, so that should be fine. Although mine, I don't know if this is an issue with this plastic, but it looks like it just, like I didn't do that. The wire is just poking through already. So I don't know if it happened when they bent it to get it in the package or if it was just miscast or what, but the wire is poking through. And it's pretty far back. Usually it's farther up, isn't it? Maybe not. But it's very nicely bendy, but mine is definitely poked through at the top there. So be aware. So as usual, it's good for a XENOMORPH as far as articulation, but nothing like super impressive. So 7 out of 10, that's fine. Overall rating for this guy, I'm gonna give it, it looks nice, it's a cool addition being transparent. Transparent would mean you can't really see it too much. Translucent just means it lets light through, so translucent would be the right word. Yeah, it's a cool addition. I like the flat paint job with the translucent plastic. I like it, it's pretty good. I'm gonna give it 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10 is pretty cool. If you're into this thing, into buying these kinds of figures, you're gonna be happy with it. If you're not, then you're not gonna be getting it anyway. So I think for what it is, NECA did a good job. 8 out of 10. There it is, guys. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please do give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. And if you haven't subscribed, you might want to. I have new videos almost every single day and thousands already on the channel. So make sure you come back for all of that. And in the meantime, keep collecting.